Hello guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the garage, and welcome to race truck slash UCC update video. Haven't done a video in a little bit, but still been working on the truck. But what it is we're just working on stuff that's really kind of lame. It's just all stuff you guys have seen before, such as we cleaned up our axle. This, like I said before, is going to be our new drag axle. This will be going under the truck for drag racing, and this one is going to become our axle for sled pulling. The reason is this has the chromoly axles, bigger axles, all that, and we want to do some 488 gears for the sled pull to match our big Rockwell, which I've been working on a little bit too. So just doing a bunch of miscellaneous stuff with that. So we're just waiting on some parts for that. We found a donor 488 and a locker that somebody is actually loaning us. Curvin is his name, I believe. I just gotta figure out when I can get over to his place and pick that stuff up. But big shout out to him. He's letting us borrow that for the sled pull, because we might only need it for that one time. If we continue to UCC sled pull or try to sled pull more than that, then we'll look at purchasing that. But he's coming in clutch and letting us borrow that off his sled pull truck. So another thing that I have been working on, actually got our Steed Speed exhaust manifold and our GT55 exhaust housing Cerakoted by PCS powder coating in York, Pennsylvania. They did a great job, quick turnaround time. Very happy with this. It is a high heat coating. I figured to do something a little different than just the normal like black or jet black. We'll see how it holds up. I think it's going to look neat and just cool next to our engine, and just something a little different than the standard black, like I said. But the big thing I've been working on in the back of the truck here is actually our bed mounts. So in the past, all our bed mounts were these little push pins like here, and they work great. They worked really good. They made it so the bedside would come off very easily. Only problem is with transporting this thing in the trailer, and maybe part of it is because we were in an open trailer, these things just weren't holding up. They're rattling loose, the centers were dropping out of them, all that. At first we used the the cheap like Amazon ones. They didn't hold up. Got the good ones, they held up better, but still we'd be going down the track and the bedside would be trying to fly up, and we don't want that.
So for now, I think it's clean.
So we're switching everything over to these Zeus fasteners, the quarter turn fasteners that most race cars have. So we got these self-ejecting ones, so that way we don't have to worry about losing any pieces when we take the bedsides off. Honestly, I went with these push button style because I just figured we'd have the bedsides off like all the time, and really that wasn't the case. Maybe here in the garage I'd have them off a bit, but the only time we pulled them off at like UCC is when we were working on putting our hitch in. So we're doing that. Got one more of those to do. Like I said, I've been working on it, and basically just a little piece of tube to our plate with our spring. And if you want to learn how to do Zeus fasteners, Tim McAmis and a bunch of other people have very good videos on it. I'm not going to get in depth on it. Another thing we are working on is our parachute mount. So UCC last year, we still had full frame rails out the back with a cross member here. We've since deleted that. And just real quick before Rocky Top, I put a straight out the back parachute mount. It was kind of janky, to be honest. It had a lot of spring to it. It was just something real quick that I threw together for that. Now I have another setup. We're going to actually attach our parachute right to here. And I have two spacers that are made out of fiberglass, and as you can see we have two of them because eventually we will go to a dual parachute setup as we get faster. That's going to get mounted there. That's where the parachute is actually going to pull on the truck, and then we're going to mount our actual parachute here at the end of this tube once we get our Zeus mounts done. Basically we're going to use the old setup. I have this aluminum tube that I made up and mount for the parachute, and that gets bolted on to here. We'll actually have to drill a new hole for that, and that will be our mount, so we can actually remove it rather easily. just kind of repurposing what we already had and that kind of thing. So that's kind of where we're at. We're gonna get this last Zeus installed, pull the bedside, because we're gonna finish weld this other one out, get that back in, get our parachute mounted, so on and so forth. So, like I said, nothing real exciting. We're still waiting on our engine. It is any day now, like it's all but together. And like I said, we'll go over all that kind of stuff then. Just trying to knock out a lot of this little stuff out now. So that's what we're gonna do. And yeah, let's get cracking. Our last bed mount is done. The other one is finished welded. They're all finished welded. They just need to be painted, which isn't a big deal, not something I'm really that concerned with. But we now have Zeus fasteners on all of our bottom portions of the bed sides. The top, we still have the push latches. We haven't had a problem with them yet. And they definitely make it easy to get this thing situated. Just plop it down on there and then we can do our Zeus fasteners. Also got our parachute mount mounted. Just moved it basically from the center where it was over to here. Like I said, there used to be a cross member that came across here and all that, but we do need to rerun our cable to it, but eventually we will have one here and one on this side. And we also got our tie off for the parachutes done. Those are in, welded, painted, all that kind of stuff. Like I said, we're going to go to 2 parachutes at some point. We don't need them for UCC. It is a 1/4 mile track. We're only running 1/8 miles. We have plenty of shutdown. But like if we go to an 1/8 mile track, hopefully we get to the point where we need 2 parachutes and we'll start deploying the parachutes all the time. So got that done. Everything's looking good. We obviously got paint to do and whatnot, but that's not a big deal. But all this is done. Hopefully no more trouble with the bed sides flapping in the wind if we're in the open trailer, like going to Cecil to test. I don't foresee taking the 48-foot trailer to Cecil to test, even though I got all my stuff, kind of like a double set of what I have in the garage in that, which would make things very convenient. But moving right along with race truck, the big thing, the engine should be here shortly. We do have all our stuff from our guys at Muldoon's, which we will go over in another video, but we got 2 Suncoast converters, 2 transmissions, and obviously the Gucci one, as I always say, the guys at Muldoon's with the jokes, but I love it because that's, you know, I'm always saying it's got a little more bling in it, it's got roller bearings and all that, the spare does not. But those guys picked up on what I was kind of saying, and I love it. It's great. And they actually named the second transmission the Gucci-ish transmission because it doesn't have the roller bearings and all that, but love it. So we are ready to go on that front. We're just waiting for our engine to get here from Freedom Racing. Like I said, I'll go into that in a future video, but I'm excited. We got a lot of work to do. We're getting to crunch time, but that's the UCC crunch. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed. Please like the video, subscribe down below. Catch you guys on the next one. Get out in your garage, get the wrench on your truck.